invite our host back, Eric Dawn. Eric shares a birthday with Margaret Thatcher and not much else. And he also has a very successful YouTube channel in which he shames his coworkers for not replacing the toilet paper in the bathroom. Eric.
Hello everyone, I wish that last bit about the toilet paper were true. Usually my girlfriend shames me on the... Alright, well, hi everyone. So, a few months ago, Crazy Rich Asians came out, and it was really exciting because first movie in 25 years where it's an all-Asian cast in a Hollywood movie. Right, super excited. And, what I loved about it was the discussions that followed, right? We had people come up, people would ask me, Eric, what did you think of the movie? What did you think of Crazy Rich Asians? And, I think it was a very thought-provoking question. My first immediate reaction was, you care about what I think? As an Asian American immigrant geek, that's not a thing. People don't ask you for your opinion. I remember in third grade, no one asked me, oh, what did you think of the Pokemon movie? No one asked me, what I thought of Ash Ketchum, dying in front of Pikachu. That was not a thing. But that's beside the point. Crazy Rich Asians was such a cool movie because it did something very unique. It got men and women, from all backgrounds to talk openly, and very honestly, very publicly about a romantic comedy. We're talking about rom-com. Think about 5, 10, 15 years ago. Imagine, that's not a thing. Two guys in a bar, having a beer, and one guy goes, hey, yo, Chad, what did you think of Sleepless in Seattle? Anyways, I don't actually know what I think about the movie, but I love it when I hear what white people think about the movie. And so one of my friends, a white guy, said, it's very interesting because there were a lot of references I didn't get, and they spoke in languages I didn't know, and it was just and they don't explain it in the movie, so it was really interesting to see a movie from a different, that was catered to a different audience. Okay? I was like, that's very true. It makes sense. This is if you don't get the references in a movie, that probably means that it's not made for you, right? So I think back to all the movies I've watched in childhood, and I was like, one of my favorite movies is Jurrasic Park. I was like, wait, is he right? Is this movie, made for me? I was like, you know what? It is exactly made for me because I can totally relate to the main character, the T-Rex, right? Man, I related to her. She was I felt the rage, the roar of anger. I felt what it's like to be trapped and suppressed by white people. I understood the need to stand up and break the glass ceiling. I totally understood that thrill you get when you eat up all that white privilege. And so it goes deeper than that. It's it talks about complications in society. Not all dinosaurs are good. Some eat all the white people, but some eat the black people too. Because remember, Samuel L. Jackson was in that movie, but then he died halfway, right? And it's we have some good dinosaurs, but there's bad dinosaurs that try to destroy the affirmative action, like the Harvard lawsuit case. There's also dinosaur on dinosaur violence. It's a real thing. And so it's I think about this and I'm I grew up watching Hollywood movies, in Taiwan and the US, it's always on TV, Hollywood movies. So I grew up watching a lot of movies I didn't get the reference to, and when I was younger, I didn't understand the language either, right? So I didn't really think about whether it's catered to me or not. You make it cater to you, right? It's just you watch it and it's yours, right? So just a lot of references I don't get in Harry Potter, right? But does that mean that it wasn't catered to me? No, I owned it. I want to be a part of the wizarding world, right? So for example, it took me the longest time to get the fascination with wands and brooms, right? If you grew up in an Asian immigrant family with a dad like mine, you want to make sure there's nothing around you that can be turned into a spanking or a whipping weapon, all right? Right? So you want to, you can expel yourself from Hogwarts, that's how serious it is. And so but you can imagine if Harry Potter were Asian, it would completely change a lot of the scenes, all the iconic scenes. For example, first year, walking down Diagon Alley, shopping for a wand, and he sees Ollivander's wand shop, right? And you know, he has a father who, sometimes pick up the stick, so limping into the store. Ding, 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 ding. I've been wondering when I see you, Mr. Lee. Hi, good evening, Miss Ollivander. Yes, you're here for your first one. It seemed like yesterday that your father was here. But actually, it was yesterday. He's been breaking his wand for some reason. You know why? I'd rather not talk about it, but yeah, I know why. All right, well, let's get your first wand. 16.5 inches.
Ooh.
Yeah. Quite whippy. Can we have something shorter, please? Something with less reach, if you know what I mean. Okay, I see. So, how about this one? 9.5 inches. Maple wood. But it's quite unyielding. So I just really want something that's very different from all the ones that my dad has. Something very flexible, something, please just help me out here. I wonder. This one's made of holly. 11 inches. Nice and supple. I'm not sure what that means, but I'll take it. But it's quite curious. What is curious, sir? Well, you see that fresh scar you have? Oh, you mean the one on my butt? Yes. It's quite curious that the one you're destined to have is a brother of the one that gave you that scar. No! That's it for me. Thank you, everyone. I realize that it's kind of, we have a lot of white people in here too, but it's a good mix. And then you have the laughters come at different moments. So you have like the people of color who laugh first, and then the white people are like, oh!